Well, hello everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, late morning, wherever you are in the world. The reason being, we are in the process of gearing up towards our charity event this week. Now, the Friday night competitions, many of you will have already been aware of, many of you will have seen in the past and have come along to. Thank you very much for participating or watching or whatever you've done before. This week we're doing something a little bit different. Like many of you, we were saddened last week to hear of the passing of Sabine Schmitz, a true legend in the motoring world, someone who inspired a lot of people, a lot of young women to get involved in motorsport, someone who inspired a lot of young men to approach motorsport in a different way, someone who revealed a fun side of motorsport to a lot of people, a great TV host and personality, the first and only woman to win the 24-hour of Nürburgring 2 years in a row. Sadly, she lost a battle with cancer last week at aged 51. Now, the statistics of cancer these days are abhorrent. The reality is that 2 in every 5 of us will face cancer at some point, in some way. During our lives, and that statistic is only getting worse as time goes on, and with the current world situation with COVID as well, a lot of people are unable to get the treatment that they would previously been able to get. So it's a serious thing. It's going to face a lot of us off at some point, and those statistics are getting worse. 2 in 5 is the current figure. It gets worse all the time. So, how can we do something notable as a very small community? You know, we're not a big community here at Tsujigiri Collective. We get a few thousand people involved every week. That's not a great deal, but hopefully it's enough to make a small difference. Our goal with this is to have a fun event in the spirit of someone who was a motoring legend, and have some kind of donation spree associated with that. We're going to host the stream. We're going to open the invites, and I'll explain how to get involved in a bit, the invites for everyone to come along and get involved in the event. We have put together a special car for this. I don't have permission for the models. I'm trusting that the person who has made the model that we're going to use will understand that this is a limited time thing. We're in no way endorsing this vehicle as a regular thing. This is just to reveal the model and see what people think. Seen a few of you come along. Welcome along. Hello. What we're doing, and I will load this up in the background. What we have done is we have taken one of the most legendary vehicles that Sabine Schmitz ever drove, and we have made it suitable for the kind of event that we're hosting. And the way that looks is that we have got hold of, and if I open it in showroom and then transition across so you guys can see it. Bear with me, sorry. We have got Oh God, you guys can't. Are you serious? You can't hear me? Are you kidding? My USB mic is showing. Oh, it wasn't showing on the desktop capture. No, I didn't know. Well, that's embarrassing. That's really embarrassing because we were talking all about that. Right. Let me add in an audio channel so that you can hear me when I'm talking about that. That is just... Sometimes I hate OBS. I just need it to be easy, and it's not. Just... Okay, let's try again, shall we? Let's try all of that again. What a fuck. Right. So where did you guys hear until? Until I probably panned across to look at the transit, wasn't it? Clips tab isn't loading. Well, that's a relief. You guys won't be able to throw that one back at me too often. Right, let's do this. I think you guys will be able to hear me now. So here we go. This is the vehicle we're going to be using. In a second, window capture. Let's do it on this one. Sorry, let's just do this. Right, I believe you guys can still hear me, so that's the important bit. Let's show you this. This is the van that we're using. This van has been made by some very talented people. This is originally made by a young man, or a man named Gary Peterson. That is his tag there. And this Transit is a very faithful replica of the Ford Transit that he has done. It is incredibly accurate, incredibly well put together, the physics are excellent, it's a fantastic van, and there are lots of people racing them online around the world. You should definitely get involved in Gary Peterson's Transit van racing. However, we wanted to put our own little spin on this, and we do not have his permission for this mod. So this mod is a limited edition release. We are using it expressly for this event, and then we will be yeeting it off into the infinite. It is just to do this one event to try and raise money for charity that I'll reveal later, in this Sabine Schmitz special event. Now, Sabine Schmitz was a fantastic woman. She is most well known by a young group of people for being the person who tried to drive this van faster than Jeremy Clarkson drove a diesel Jaguar around the Nürburgring. Her eventual time was 10 minutes and 8 seconds, which was 9 seconds away from Jeremy Clarkson's time, or I think it was 14 seconds, whichever it was. She got within a hair's breadth of getting a transit van around the Nürburgring as fast as Jeremy Clarkson. Now, that's not her most spectacular achievement. Obviously, the reason she was driving that is she deserved it, because she is the only female ever to win the Nürburgring 24-hour, and more impressively, she has won it twice, 2 years back to back in her early racing career, which is not something that can be said by many people of any category around the world. You know, she is an extraordinarily talented racing driver and knows the Nürburgring like the back of her hand. So, we're not going to ask people to try and do transit racing around the Nürburgring in a normal transit. This model, Gary Peterson's model, is fantastic. You should all definitely go and get involved with it, but hopefully he won't mind that for this one-off special event, what we have done is we have taken this transit van, we have kept its inertia, we've kept its weight, we've kept a lot of its suspension, although we have converted it to an adjustable coilover. It's still a 6-speed box, and I can tell you from having test driven this car that it is quite wallowy and boaty and definitely feels like you are in a transit van, albeit a transit van that is capable of 200 miles an hour, because we have fitted this out with the Mustang running gear from our competition Mustang. So this is not your normal delivery driver transit van. It is a little bit more entertaining. Now, the reason we've done that is because we wanted people to be amused to drive it. We wanted you all to come along and want to drive it. It's open, first of all, to, we've got a number of sim racers online who wanted to get involved as part of a charity event, who will be revealing hopefully either later today or during the run up to the stream tomorrow. It's also been made immediately available to our Patreons and to our regulars, and any spaces left of the 24 slots for the race will be made available to the general public who want to get involved. So if you want to get involved at home and you want to do the race, which I'm going to reveal the details of in a second, then that is the way to do it. Now, the race will be a 1 hour endurance race around the endurance course of the Nordschleife. So that includes part of the new Nürburgring GP track. That's the track around which Sabine won her 24 hours of Nürburg. That's the one we're going to do our 1 hour tribute race around. The idea is that if you're not taking part, you can watch the carnage unfold. You can watch me driving. Other people will have streams on as well, where you can watch different camera angles at, which hopefully will be entertaining. That's the goal there. The second thing we're going to do, because this car is run on our custom Mustang competition chassis underneath, is once we've done that 1 hour and a bit racing, which hopefully will be the kind of carnage that you will all be entertained by, we are then going to move on and take these vans, drifting, because that is what we do more of the time, and we are going to take them to various circuits. We might do some more sprint racing. We're going to do a big stream to try and raise money. Now, we have got a GoFundMe up that is going to be used to try and get the money in. It will be shared. Let's put the correct thing back on. It will be shared regularly throughout the course of the stream. It will be shared in a minute so that you guys can have that there and available. In fact, I'll find that for you now and put it in the chat, and you can spread it around, share the stream. If you're going to take part, share the stream, get people involved. We're going to do giveaways at various points in the run up, so it'll be things like the merchandise hats. We've got a brand new hoodie design that hasn't yet been released to the public that I'm going to do the very first one in the world of the giveaway of that. I've got, wherever it is, this sat here right now. This is the only one of its kind in the world. This is the 3D logo Tsujigiri cap. That's the only one in the world. We're going to give away that. I will send it anywhere on the planet when we do a giveaway. We're going to be doing those hopefully when we hit targets, or we'll do them every 90 minutes, something like that, throughout the course of the stream. So it'll be brand new hoodies, brand new hats, brand new t-shirts, designs that people haven't seen, designs that are available on the website. We're going to do that to try and raise money for cancer research, and we're going to do that to the World Cancer Research Trust. That's who's going to be receiving that money at the end. If we can raise £1,000, I would be ecstatic. I think between the number of the people involved in the community, we should be able to do that. I'm hoping that we can achieve that, and that is the plan there. So, to recap so far, hilarious transit vans round the Nürburgring to commemorate a great Nürburgring driver and huge sports personality, to fight cancer by raising money on the stream, to then go drifting in said ridiculous vans with prize giveaways throughout the course of the evening. That's the plan. If you guys want to be involved, those of you who are already Patreons, if you want to have your own livery, you can send me liveries for the van. The van is available now to download. We will be doing a re-release of the van with all of the liveries just prior to the race, and we will be making it so that you can then get involved in the drifting afterwards. If you're just a general public drifter and you want to get involved, then the van will be available for download, and I will put a server password in for a specific section in our Discord. You will be able to drop in, grab that password, wait for a van to open up, and then just jump in, and it will be a free-for-all after the race. But the race is just open initially to the people that have been either supporting Tsujigiri for a long time, or are sim racers who already wanted to get involved, or are then opened up to the public after that. So that's how that's going to look. It's a 24-person race around the Nürburgring Endurance tomorrow at our normal start time. Then a stream involving this van. I'm going to show you how the van performs in a second. Hopefully everything is working. It is quite something. Charlie Evans, am I invited? Yes, Charlie, you are invited. Welcome along. You can come. So let's show you this van in action, shall we? Let's do something stupid. I'm going to show you how it looks out. I don't know, let's say for the racers among you, let's jump on and do a quick lap. You can watch me be terrible around the Nürburgring. How does that sound? So the van will be available in the downloads as soon as I finish this stream. The charity link will be put up as part of all of the promotional stuff to do with this. We're going to invite people along to get involved still. If you know of any sim racers, or you are a sim racer yourself and you want to get involved, then please message me. If you are a drifter and you are a regular drifter and you want to get involved, then please message me. We would love to have you along. If you are interested just in donating to help beat cancer, then please get involved. We want to hear from you. And this is what it does. Let's ditch off the music for a second. And I'm sure that now that a few of the guys have realised I'm on the server, they will come along and deliberately crash into me. There we go. I did do a little bit, a tiny bit of setup. So hopefully you can already hear that. And I will turn across so it's on full driving tab, which should be picking up that. There we go. So this is the van that we're using for the event. And as you can hear, it is not shy. It's H pattern, 6 on the floor. It has terrible brakes. It has awful body roll. It is heavy to drive. It is very powerful. It's about 900 horsepower. And it feels like driving a transit, albeit a transit that is equipped for some very stupid things. So this is the circuit we're going to be using first of all as well. So this is where we're going to be doing the race. This is what you'll be able to see going around the endurance section of the Nordschleife for probably 7 laps. People will have to do tyre changes, and they will have to get fuel, and they will have to do many things involved in actual racing. And seeing as we're primarily a drift community, that could get pretty interesting. It has mad understeer if you get things wrong. And it has absolutely mental oversteer Also, if you get things wrong. To put things in perspective, a total racing idiot like me was able to get an endurance lap round here that was sort of in line with the 10:08 that Sabine did round the normal tourist Nordschleife, which was kind of our goal. It should be able to be lapped by a pretty average driver in that kind of time. And it is, it's terrifying in so many ways. And the idea of doing this in a normal transit is insane. And doing it in this is also insane, because it tries to kill you in some way at every available opportunity. So this should be a fun one for people to get involved in. As you can see from me soaring at this, it gets air here quite comfortably. Oh, and if it runs wide, everything goes badly wrong. So this is the car we're using. For those of you who just tuned in, this is the car we're using for tomorrow night's special stream. Fuck cancer. It is the Sabine Schmitz memorial event that we're running using these transit vans. Oh, Ian Koenig has joined the server. That means I'm about to get smashed into at some point. Trailing, braking, oversteer. Short shift, all the things. Don't light the tyres up because they'll turn off. 900 horsepower racing transit is not okay, but as we said, Gary Peterson, who created this thing, the original model, I hope he won't mind that we're using it for this. I hope he'll be sort of enthusiastic that one of the reasons we're using this is because he's created by far the best model of a Ford Transit that I have ever seen in any game. He deserves enormous props for that, and if you want to get involved in normal transit racing, then there's plenty of it, courtesy of him and his incredible creation. But for this special event, we have put some decidedly untransity features into this, although in the traditional sort of feel that Ford have done themselves when they've put, you know, F1 engines and things into transits in the past. This is not unheard of. Guy Martin did it, but we've done this. We've managed to keep it slightly unrealistically front engine, rear wheel drive. There isn't really room for a Coyote V8 under that front bumper. But this is what we've created. This is what you're going to see tomorrow. 24 transits, all in different liveries. This one's in a DHL livery. We've got people who've already submitted some special liveries. One of our regular drivers, he works for Sainsbury's as a delivery driver. He sent me a really excellent Sainsbury's delivery livery, and he's going to do the race in his uniform with his racing gloves on. So it's going to be like a very fast day at work for him. We've got other guys who have sent in Garda liveries for the Irish police, and we've got some really interesting stuff. Even already in this pack, courtesy of Gary Peterson, there's DHL, there's UPS, there's FedEx, and there's Royal Mail. What's really impressive is the Royal Mail one has the Pat 1 number plate, so it's the Postman Pat wagon. Short shift all the things. Don't loop it in the carousel, Somerville, come on. Thank you for the follow or the share, whoever that was. Welcome along, we hope you're going to like it. But yes, this is what we're going to be doing for 1 hour tomorrow. This is what's happening. This will be the race round here on the Nordschleife in these ridiculous transits. As you can see, as you would expect from a car that is massively overpowered and wallowy, it is extraordinarily hard to drive. Don't need second there. Come on, Somerville, thread it. So the fact that Sabine Schmidt was able to take a van round here in a little over 10 minutes and a normal transit as I understeer off into the shrubbery, and we're just about cracking 10 minutes with 900 horsepower, should put into perspective for you just how incredible she was as a driver, just how much of a loss to motoring she is, just how much respect she was worthy of, and just why that segment on Top Gear is still thought by many to be one of their favourites even today from the Clarkson, Hammond, May era. It was absolutely spectacular. Probably the best driving that Top Gear had in that entire time. Terrible line through there. Come on, Somerville, get it together. No! Off into the shrubbery. I just can't talk and drive, which makes me a terrible streamer, really, when you think about it, but I will sacrifice what little ability I have in order to keep you entertained with my vocalising terrifying action and crashes and awfulness. We discovered very quickly when testing these vans that for the racing, for those of you who I know will inevitably ask, we will not be doing it with 100% damage on. It's just not a realistic prospect. Oh, that's better. I can actually see now. The number of crashes that we had that were just unsurvivable. Yep, so if I'm looking down, that is the Speedo trying to climb back around for a second attempt at looping its way through. That is the rev limiter very much off the side of the bottom there, in sixth. Brake hard now. Brake now, Jester. Gather it all back up. Jazz hands aplenty. That's the pit entrance. For those of you who've not seen this side of the Nürburgring before, that was the pit entrance there. And after 2 laps, you're going to need tyres, maybe 3 if you're really good. Trying not to light them up, coming through onto a timed lap here. Let's see what we can achieve. So thank you for the like or follow, whoever that was. As you can see, I'm in VR trying to see what we can do with this. So this is the Sabine Schmidt Memorial Transit that we're going to be running for our competition, well, not competition, our race tomorrow, and then for our drift section. And as you can see, it is quite tail happy. We have run this round Nico Speedway. We had all 4 of the delivery liveries going at it. FedEx being chased in by UPS, being chased in by DHL, being chased in by the Royal Mail. It was one of the funniest photos of drifting that we've managed to get from any of our gameplay. It was absolutely hilarious. And the thing is, because of the way the weight and the physics is done on them, when you're tandeming with someone and you bump into them, they don't just sort of get knocked away, they get knocked onto their side because it's such a top-heavy piece of kit. So people were getting, I mean, it was like a domino effect, where not just where you were getting knocked into one another like a Newton's cradle, you're actually getting fired off the side of the track sideways, falling onto the side of the van, getting launched into the Japanese infinite. It's very, very funny. Brave pills, brave pills. Lift off, back on the power if we can a little bit. Thread it. Try not to die with the oversteer. Helps if I pick third, not first. That would have been pretty unpleasant. Turn in earlier. This thing is both terrible and awesome and horrifying and savage and amusing, and so many words to describe this van. Gary Peterson's model, just spectacular, and we really hope he's not going to object to this ridiculous activity. Don't get greedy now with the curb, Somerville, come on. Obviously I can't see the chat, so I'm hoping you guys are as amused by this as we were coming up with the idea. Photographer Phil Milton was the one that originally suggested this. I am so glad he did. This is utterly, utterly bizarre, but excellent all at the same time. Leave it in second. Second lights them up immediately. Trying to keep the tyres alive to the end of lap 2 is a challenge. Tail happy little bugger. Who'd have thought that when you have 900 horsepower under the boot of an empty Transit that you might need to be a little bit careful with your positioning of the car, van, wagon of death, however you wish to refer to this thing. Terrifying, terrible, awful, amusing, excellent wagon. It's just inspires so many conflicting emotions. I'm having both the best and worst time. No, don't get out of line. Come on. So yes, this is the first hour of tomorrow's stream. Will be people trying to race these absolute ridiculous weapons round the endurance layout of the Nordschleife. For your entertainment on the stream, I'm going to put up the link so you can watch it. It'll be on this channel again tomorrow. It'll be on the Facebook again tomorrow. It'll be on the YouTube again tomorrow. It'll be available. The car will be available to download if you want to have a go. If you want to come and join us doing the drifting afterwards. Oh, I'm catching someone. I don't know who it is. I'm catching someone. Oh, it's tank slapping. Thank you, whoever that was that just let me through. Turn into the carousel. Just hold third. Just hold third. Just hold third. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep being terrified of your terrifying transit van of death. Ryan tells me that's flat out. He's probably right, but I have the fear. Fear is healthy in the transit of death. Transit of death, doing death things. Missing the throttle. Everything is bad right now. Get back into a rhythm, Somerville, come on. So, recap, those of you joining us, this is the transit van of death that we've created for tomorrow's charity event. Don't get that curve, it'll spit you out onto the edge. This is going to be for the Sabine Schmidt charity event, raising money for cancer research, so that the 2 in 5 of us who will face cancer in our lives will have a better chance of surviving it. And maybe the world won't lose another exceptional talent, such a lovely human being at such a young age again, if we can beat this awful disease. You'll notice I'm not mentioning anything to do with COVID. We all know that's terrible. The fact that people can't get to appointments to have cancer treatment at the hospitals because the hospitals are still too busy trying to fight COVID is terrible. Sabine's battle with cancer went on for 3 years, so it started pre-COVID. She was fighting this awful disease for a long time. Look at the interior of this thing. Gary's done such a fabulous job with this transit. Except for the bit where my ping is through the roof, but then we're on the American server and I'm out in New Zealand. Look at it. I feel like I'm in a transit. I feel like I'm having a terrible day at work. This is... I have the fear. The fear is healthy here. Rather make it through and post a time. And interestingly, for the first time ever, I've crossed that line and my tyres feel good. Whether they feel 3 laps good, I don't know. Terrible line, terrible line, terrible line. No, they definitely don't feel 3 laps good. Oh my god, those are turning off real fast. I should have pitted. Just gonna have to roll through with it. That's not gonna help. 3 corners in and I already regret carrying on round. Turns out, who could possibly have foreseen that a 900 horsepower transit would chew its way through tyres? That just seems unlikely and surprising. Stop fighting me. I've got packages to deliver. Urgent mail. it's starting to light them up in fourth. This doesn't bode well. I have no idea what my time was on that last lap. I have no idea if I'll be able to get a third lap out of these tyres. My out lap probably should have been a little bit more relaxed. I hope that Sabine Schmitz would have approved of this kind of tomfoolery. No, it's flat out corner Somerville, come on. You know your way around this, better than this. I think this is the kind of van that would have beaten that 9:58 or 9:59 that Jeremy did quite comprehensively. If a muggins like me can get almost a 10-minute in this, then someone with the talent and knowledge of Sabine Schmitz, it would have been a truly terrifying thing to behold. Don't light the tyres up, Somerville. You've got a long way to go if you want to get another lap out of these. No. Ah! That wasn't a terrible lap either. Let's see if I can get a third one out of them. I knew I was being a little bit greedy there, but it certainly wasn't going to be faster than the previous lap because the tyres are... Well, I mean, look at them. That was in third, just gently tickling the throttle, as you can see. Oh, she's rotating under braking a lot now, and that's unfortunate because there's quite a lot of braking still to go. Including braking with turn-ins! No, no, no. 2 laps is a lot. I don't have the talent for more than that on these tyres. Whew. Oh my god, I really don't have the talent for it on these tyres now. Okay, let's kill them off. In case you were wondering, I was not joking about it being a truly fabulous drift car. Obviously right now it's on pretty dead tyres, but oh, 2 dead tyres. This seems unnecessary. Let's go back to the pits. Let's take a break from that for a minute. Oh. See what the chat says. Let's have a look. Can I get the Royal Mail one? I certainly didn't put the door animations under CSP extras in my skid, so someone has already put the door animations on so you can get in the back. I think this could be really good. Alexander Yegard, we expected stock transits. This isn't stock. No, it's not stock. It's way better than stock. You're about to have a really interesting time. I'm very okay with this. Good. Is damage going to be 100%? No. I'm definitely not doing that. It would be crazy. Such a mad lad, respect for the Sainsbury's employee. Yep, and wait till you see the livery tomorrow. It's amazing. It is a full representation of a Sainsbury's delivery setup. It's outstanding. You liar, how could you? How he has not smashed it into the wall by now is a miracle. It was a miracle, but in the end I caved. I just couldn't keep it out. Once the tyres go, once it turns off, I tell you what, I really want to know what my time was, because that felt like maybe the best lap I've done. Okay, so the best lap I've done in this van, the very best lap I've done so far, I got a 9:57. That's the best I can get out of it. So my best time in this van is on par with Jeremy Clarkson's time in the Jaguar with the diesel engine. So that's where we're at. It's a very similar situation. I am not enough driver to get more out of this. I think someone who's better is probably going to be in the low 9s. 9:20, 9:30, something like that, very easily. Ryan was comfortably 30 seconds a lap faster than me yesterday, so I would expect him to really be competitive. We've got a few other drivers who are going to be good. It could be really interesting. World's fastest Sainsbury's delivery, yes. Do you change your force feedback settings for the race compared to drifting? I run them at 55 on my CSL Elite. I run them at 55 every single time. Where's my Stella? Just because I'm in a wife beater does not mean that I require a can of wife beater. All right, this is very, that's very emotionally charged. Don't need that. Where's the download for it? Now that is a great question. The download for it will be going live. I've got a few more skins coming in. You can find this car if you want to skin it. I'm going to close skins in, let's call it, a 9 o'clock New Zealand time tonight. So at 8 AM tomorrow, that gives me 12 hours to have everything packaged and re-released. So at 8 AM tomorrow UK time is the cut-off for when skins can come in. If you want to get skins right now and get started on it, then you need to go and find this van. This transit van is available through race department right now, and this version of the van I will be putting up available in the next few minutes. But there will be an update to include all of the extra skins later on. That is what is going to be happening. You got 11 minutes and 8 seconds in the stock van. That is very impressive. Was that of the bit including the endurance section though? That's the question. I will be last as I suck at grip racing. I suck at grip racing too, Steve. Don't worry about it. We can be rubbish together. You, me, Chris Ennis. We can all be at the back having a terrible time. Let's have a look. Some other questions. That was Milton. We had a few follows. Pineapple Head Gaming, thank you very much for the follow. Julian Gilbro, thank you very much for the follow. Tomorrow is when this real event is happening. The whole point of this is that we're going to switch across. This is the event that we're doing. If I change what's going on in the background, this is the event that we're doing tomorrow. This is what's going to be happening tomorrow night. So, in 10 hours from now, I'm going to start streaming again. In 22 hours from now, try again, Somerville. I'm going to start streaming again with the build up to the race, with all of the extra details. We're going to try and get as many people involved as we can. This is all for charity. The link for the download for the for the contribution for the charity is going to be available in the chat on a regular basis. We're going to try and get the bot sorted so that can spam it. If not, we're going to have people spamming it. We're going to talk about it all the time. This is a big event that we are trying to organise. We want you to come along, get involved. We're going to get involved in the drifting afterwards. We're going to have the endurance race to begin with. This is all for charity. Fuck cancer. This is what it's about. In memory of this incredible lady, Sabine Schmidt. And we hope to see you there tomorrow. I'm going to sign off how I was fondling the middle pedal there. Oh, what with my feet, with my toes. I'm going to sign off for now so that you don't see me fondling this pedal. If you want to get any further information, I'm going to be posting it on Facebook. I'm going to be posting it in the Discord. I'm going to be adding links in over the Twitch. I might drop in and out of the Twitch over the course of the day, do a few more things. All for this. We're going to do an memorial event. This time tomorrow, we will be coming to the end of our 1 hour race. In fact, we should have already finished our race by this time tomorrow. The race will be over and we will be moving on to the drifting. It is a chance for us to get some money together against cancer, all about charity. That's what it is this week. So if you guys are interested, if you want to watch, it's going to be on this channel again, whether you're watching on the Facebook, the YouTube or the Twitch. It's going to be on this channel again tomorrow. This event, you'll be able to see it live from my perspective during the race. We're also going to have the cameras set. Other people will have some links up for it as well. We want to get as many people along as we can. You get a chance, donate. Every single penny is going to go to charity to fight cancer. We're going to be doing giveaways with Tsujigiri merchandise all the way through the evening. We hope to have a few more sponsors along for that as well. So please do come along. We will see you tomorrow. All of the details will be available on either Facebook or on our website or via the Discord or via our website. Please do come along. We will see you tomorrow for the main event. Thank you very much. See you then.